Hello, and welcome to a brand new day of free-to-play here on Magic the Gathering Arena. Get the dish on the latest with me, Lord Rumfish. So, today I have Juggernaut Uprising. This is a 3-color deck. It is Cabaret colors. That's white, red, and green. Or, I think that's also called Naya, if you're into Alara shards. Anyway. So the basic idea of this deck is that it's a fight rigging deck. So it's got a bit of this and that, kind of spread over the course of the deck. Evolved Spinoderm and Thrun, Breaker of Silence are some targets to put counters for the fight rigging on that are very hard to disrupt. Now they don't trigger the fight rigging immediately. Right? First they go to 6, then they go to 7. But what I'd like to do with the fight rigging is set it up for a turn. Because I've got a silly thing I want to try to do. I don't know if it's going to happen in this video. The silly thing that I would like to try to do is get Graaz Unstoppable Juggernaut off of the fight rigging, and then cast an Eiganjo Uprising, make a bunch of 5/3 Juggernauts with Vigilance, Menace, and Haste, and win the game. It's a very silly thing to do. There are probably better ways you can build this deck, probably better things you can cast off of fight rigging, but this is what I'm here to do today. So down on the bottom end of the deck, I've got one copy of Bushwhack. It can just help straighten out the mana a little bit. Now we've got a few basics. Can also be a fight spell. Could take care of an opposing Thrun, for example. I've got a Flame Blast Bolt. Just, you know, kind of a cheap red removal spell. Exiles something. Pretty handy. Especially with, you know, Tenacious Underdogs and Reflection of Kiki Jiki. Got a Tyvar's Stand. This is something that could potentially protect Graaz, so the opponent can't blow out the combat step. Just as a one-of. 3 Fateful Absence gives us some interaction. Cankerbloom gives us some artifact enchantment removal. Also, Cankerbloom, the one-of Hajar, the one-of Melira. These are some 3-power creatures for 2 mana. It wouldn't be the worst thing to start putting fight rigging counters on. This isn't specifically a Legends deck, but I am in these colors, so I don't see any reason not to run one of copies of these as 3/3s for 2, with added upside. Bankbuster will help smooth out the draws, absolve our sins a little bit. Just kind of a generically good card you can put into any deck. If you were on my colorless crafting guide, I recommended crafting this one. Eiganjo Uprising is kind of a meme. It's not the worst thing to cast for X's 1, which just gives you a 2/2 Vigilance with Menace and Haste the first turn it comes down. Or X's 2 gives the opponent 1 Samurai, which is not enough to block your pair of Samurai that you make for X's 2. If X is more than that, it gets more complicated. I'm just hoping that I can turn these into Juggernauts. It's not the only thing we can do with Eiganjo Uprising in this deck. Jetmir, Nexus of Revels, means that if we get a big Eiganjo Uprising, that our Samurai are going to be better in multiple ways. Right, having 3 creatures, they've already got Vigilance, but they'll get +1/+0. 6 creatures, they'll also get another power and trample. And then obviously, if we get to 9 creatures, we'll probably just win the game off of Jetmir's ability. So, yeah, Jetmir is another angle where this card makes some amount of sense in the deck. Is not totally useless. And as I said, for X's 1 or X's 2, it's a perfectly fine card. Loran is one of the stronger cards in the format at the moment because artifacts and enchantments just run so rampant in just about every deck that exists. So you won't be sad to have a copy of Loran. A couple of Bloated Contaminators, just some chunks of beef to put onto the battlefield here, and proliferating could come up. There are +1 counters and oil counters and charge counters and things in the deck that proliferating could be useful for. Other than that, it's a 4/4 trampler for 3. It's kind of a stop sign for aggro, hopefully. Fight rigging. They got a copy of Jewel Thief here. It's just kind of a generally useful card. You might want more of them, or you might have better things to put here. I think one of Angelfire Ignition is fantastic for any deck that can use it. If you're in these colors, having one copy of this lurking somewhere in your deck list can cause you to just win games that you were losing. And it's kind of amazing for that. The Spinoderm, as I mentioned, starts out with hexproof. It's really nice for the fight rigging in that regard. Allows us a turn of setup, where it goes to 6 and doesn't trigger immediately. So the next turn we could hopefully get the Graaz, cast the Eiganjo Uprising, everything's, you know, amazing, magical Christmas land. It's not a bad creature just in general. Jetmir. Again, if you're in these colors, Jetmir's pretty powerful. It's a 5/4 on his own, and doesn't take many creatures on the field for him to start giving a pretty enormous buff to your team. So, I like him for that reason. Thrun, like the Spinoderm, is hard to target, hard to interact with. Makes a pretty good fight rigging target for that. Could also maybe screw over a control opponent or something else. Anyway, I think he's okay. At least as a one-of. Got a Titan of Industry up here. It's a classic. Great thing to hit off of a fight rigging. Great thing to target with another fight rigging. And Graaz, which incidentally also has 7 power, so if you get that out, the next fight rigging is going to trigger if you put a counter on Graaz. Assuming the opponent isn't just dead. Because all of your other creatures must attack each combat, can't be blocked by walls, and they're 5/3 Juggernauts. There are some creatures in the deck that this might make a little bit smaller, right? Like Titan of Industry would get shrunk a little bit by the Graaz. Thrun and the Spinoderm get slightly less toughness, so does Jetmir. Most of the other stuff in here gets a boost, though. Mana base, you know, some of the usual suspects. We've got 2 each of the basics. I've got the Eiganjo Sokenzan Boseiju. I've got, you know, this is just kind of whatever's in my collection. I've got 1 Karplusan Forest, 4 Rockfall Vales, a couple of Rugged Highlands, 4 Blossoming Sands, an Overgrown Farmland, 2 Razorverge Thickets, and 3 Jetmir's Garden. So, 3-color deck. It's important that you make sure that you have enough colored mana sources to make the deck work. So once you get up to 3 or more colors, most of your mana base really needs to be dedicated to hitting your colors. Unless you have a lot of good, you know, lands that can tap for all 3 colors or all 5 colors, or if you've got artifacts that make mana, things like that. Alright, let's jump in. Try out some games. See if we can ever do the thing with the Eiganjo Uprising. Up against OM_CZ. I guess I'll keep it. Both Graaz in the opening hand, huh? This game might not be one that I end up showing. Well, Opponent seems to have stuck to lands. If they haven't hit another land, they really need to draw off the Bankbuster in order to get a land. It's tapped at the Xander's Lounge. Wonder what they're up to. They discard a Galvanic Iteration. Okay, it looks like they're probably trying to do something like copy and invoke Despair, that kind of thing. Wow, that's terrible. How's this worded? You may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Play it. Well, I guess you could play a land off of it then. I guess I take the Fateful Absence, though. They'll probably have creatures. Maybe not. Maybe they won't. Maybe I should, in fact, just take a land here. Well, that was an awful hit on the fight rigging. Hopefully the next one will be better. Okay, they've got a pilot. We've got 2 mana. They're going to spend it, killing the Jewel Thief. And they will discard a Brotherhood's End. Well, I think I get down a Bankbuster, draw a card, play a tap land, and say go. Okay, so next turn I'm going to have 7 mana. Okay, they're running a lot of artifact removal. I'm glad I went ahead and drew off of it. Okay, they're creating a Bankbuster. They really are stuck on mana here. Having problems. So yeah, here's another Bankbuster. Draw. Yeah, bolt the pilot. Make a land draw. Say go. So if I had an untapped land, I would have 8 mana to play Graaz. Okay, there's a Harvester. I guess I'll take this opportunity to kill their Bankbuster. I don't really want to go to 13. Anchor Bloom. Oh, I'm gonna keep drawing. Let's see, here's a Canker Bloom. Then play the fight rigging. Okay, I'm sure you've got to cut down just burning a hole in your hand. Let's see, for this one... Angelfire Ignition.
There are many
So the
secrets
opponents
I
have
don't
been
know,
really
not
stuck
for
on
long.
land so far this game.
Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
They get a tap land. They drew a card off of Kaito. Alright. Draw a card with the Bankbuster. Make a land drop. Let's see. Go ahead and crew the Buster. Put counters on it. And get down this Cankerblue. The opponent finally has 5 mana. No blocks. Yeah, plus a Kaito.
Now, what do we have here?
Invoke Despair. Sure. We'll sack the pilot. We'll sack this fight reading. Alright, it's my turn. Here's the stupid Eiganjo Uprising. Okay. So, I play this Graaz, crew this Bankbuster, put a counter on this Graaz, cast this Angelfire Ignition on this Graaz, and attack your base. Well, that felt pretty good. Up against all caps emotions. Let's see, you're playing second. I've got a Fateful Absence. Don't have any red yet. But we've got Fateful Absence, Bankbuster, Loran. I think it's a keepable hand. It's not the best. The mana could be a little bit better. Ah. Okay, Blossoming Sands. Suppose I could have led on a Rockfall Vale there. But Blossoming Sands always enters tapped. Tranquil Cove. This does not look like the opponent's in a hurry to pressure ours. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I'm going to run the Bankbuster out here, though. Oh, yeah, huh? Wonder what they're doing. Are they soldiers with a really slow start? Or is this some kind of really funky, like, tempo deck? I don't know. I'm going to draw, though. There's a tap land. Siege veteran. Okay, they're starting to look like soldiers here. I guess I go ahead and bolt Thalia. Leave the other 2 mana open. Sure, recruitment officer. Reinforcements. Let's just go ahead and kill the siege veteran. Okay. Overgrown Farmland. There's not that many targets to blow up in a soldier's deck. I'm going to go ahead and cast the Loran to blow up the clue. Got Fateful Absence and Bankbuster. I don't mind trading away Loran either, especially for that recruitment officer. Brutal Cathar. So I could let her go here, and I could bring her back later. Like now. Go that recruitment officer. No card advantage for you. Okay. I'm not getting the key cards of this deck at the moment, but I think it's time to go ahead and flip the script on the soldiers a little bit. So another Brutal Cathar cannot actually target anything right now. There's a recruitment officer. Valiant Veteran. Well, that's going to hurt a little bit. Oh yeah, it's another Spinoderm. Okay. Yeah, I think I race with them here. Really not sure if that's correct or not, but I'm gonna... Okay, just taking a chump. That's fine. Reinforcements. We got blockers. I'm about to have a trampling Spinoderm. Which could let this Tyvar stand act like a fireball to the face. Okay. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Makes this not quite lethal. Let me go ahead and draw a card here. Okay. Seeing all the Spinoderms this game. They were refusing to show up before. Sure, Brutal Cathar. What you got? Nothing. They have no mana open either. Okay. Still 8 mana? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they'd have to block the Trampler with a lot. Just gonna see what happens here. Down to 2. Okay, Brutal Cathar on a Spinoderm. They're gonna have to block though, so they're gonna give me one of these back. So they're in a really bad position. Well, I think that's gonna do it. Against TKB0525. We'll keep this. Get down the green source. Let's see. No reason not to get them down on Hajar. Looks like they're just going to draw a card. Looks like they're mono green. So I guess I'll do the Contaminator this turn. This is just kind of like the mid-range opening. Maybe it should have been Jewel Thief, but if I draw a land, the Contaminator's the maximum upside. It's the most pressure. In green, they pretty much need a fight spell or an artifact in order to get rid of my critters. Okay, they're ramp. Cartographer Survey. They hit a demolition field. We've got basics in the deck. It's not a big consideration. I would rather advance my own mana than get down to Canker Bloom. Nothing to proliferate over here other than just the poison counter. Got the Bolt if I really needed it for some reason. Blast Zone, interesting. I have a couple of 3s. Mightstone, Weakstone. On the Contaminator? Yeah, makes sense. Got the mana to draw with the Bankbuster. That's the nice interaction of the Mightstone and Weakstone. It plays very nicely with Reckoner Bankbuster. Okay. Let's see, they've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with the Mightstone and Weakstone. Unfortunately, I believe it's correct to blow up the Mightstone and Weakstone. You know, I could play this Spinoderm. I probably will get blown out by Portal to Phyrexia. But I could also keep them off of Portal to Phyrexia for a little bit longer. And I think that's actually what I need to do here. I have lethal next turn as long as they don't, you know, wipe my board. 8 mana is not 9. Okay, they've got the Cityscape Leveler. Well, I can kill it, and I can exile it when I do. And if they crew a Bankbuster, I can just kill it with an Eiganjo. That's interesting. Okay. Okay. Flame Blast Bolt. Eiganjo. Get exiled. Now, unfortunately, they can get themselves to 9 mana here. So if Portal to Phyrexia is what they've been building towards this whole game, then they've got it. I mean, it seems like they're all about artifacts here. I think I will show this game just because they've got an interesting green deck. I like their deck. I actually like what they're doing over there. Oh man, I'm a little bit short on the Angelfire Ignition, aren't I? Power Stone could help me cast Graaz. Anyway, here's a Spinoderm. Can't be targeted by a Cityscape Leveler, but they can make me sacrifice it with a Portal to Phyrexia. Okay, Might Stone and Weak Stone. Draw 2. Can they still cast it? Okay, they're doing Cartographer's Survey. Which, by the way, I'm looking 7 cards deep compared to Expand the Spheres only looks at 6 cards. That is a big difference. If you don't need the proliferation very much, Cartographer's Survey is more likely to get your non-basics out. Okay. Still short on doing a Spinoderm plus an Angelfire Ignition here, I think. They can crew up a pair of Bankbusters. See, I have enough to cast it, but not to flash it back, but it'll be indestructible. Yeah, I think this is the play. I think this is what I do here. If they crew up Charge Counter Bankbuster, I definitely kill that one. Okay. So they soak up most of the damage. My creature's indestructible. They're at 3. And I could still have Portal of Phyrexia here. I think if I get 1 more mana, I can... No, that would be if I still had the Angelfire Ignition in my hand. This is a tough spot for me. If they're digging, though, it means they don't have it yet. They don't have enough counters on the blast zones. Might Stone and Weak Stone. Draw 2. We still have 9. We have 11, actually. Mana, I mean. Spinoderm's currently X-proof. Okay, they put a Blast Zone to 4 charge counters. Play a Taxidermist. I think they're dead. Play another Taxidermist. How much toughness do they have? 6, 7, 8? Eiganjo Uprising. Okay, they have 8 toughness in total. The Angelfire Ignition would give me 9 power. That wouldn't kill them. Can the Eiganjo Uprising kill them? Alright, with the treasure, I do X is 4. I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna try. I really don't know. The 7-power Trampler, I mean, the extra Samurai are going to help them in that regard, but it's a lot of menace coming at them. Okay, block a Samurai, block a Spinoderm, block a Samurai, can't block that one. Block Spinoderm. Block a Samurai. Now they're dead. They're dead. I did it! I did it, guys! Eiganjo Uprising for the win! How about that? Up against Antraxis. Okay, this seems alright. Got Hajar on 2. Or I guess I could go Bankbuster. No, I'll go Hajar. It's looking like Highland's Bankbuster next turn unless I draw something. Rushland. Galagreeters, interesting. I mean, I guess the poison deck does play a lot of little critters. Okay, Blossoming Sands. Bankbuster. No tax. I got time. Voice of the Blessed. Okay, I think I misapprehended what this deck was doing. Their plan, I think, is to gain life and flood a bunch of little creatures onto the board to do a life gain strategy. I don't think this is a poison deck at all. I've got the Calling Balances, but I think those are there to do a pair of creature triggers for things like the Galagreeters. Okay. So here's a Canker Bloom. And I think... do I go ahead and come in with Hajar here? Nah. No. They probably want those crawling choruses to die now. Wedding Announcement. Yeah, this is like a creature tokeny life gain deck with Voice of the Blessed at the top end. Oh, I guess I could have sacrificed the Cankerbloom to kill the Wedding Announcement before it got any value. I do really want to draw a card, though. Oh, Flameblast Bolt. Okay. So, yeah, definitely get rid of the Galagreeters. And... I keep my mana open for what I've already got on the field right now. This time, I am setting a second main phase stop. And Skrelv's Hive. Interesting. Okay. So, destroy an enchantment. I will... Let's see, I think I'll blow up the wedding announcement that hasn't done anything yet. And I will draw a card. Oh, thank goodness. Fateful Absence. Okay. I think I go ahead and draw this card here. It'll land. That's good. That's good. Okay. Yeah, I think I Fateful Absence that Voice of the Blessed before they, I don't know, find a way to protect it or do something fancy. Definitely don't want that to happen. Get down another Bankbuster. Which I can block with. I think I say no attacks. I still want the opponent to get any traction with what they're doing here. Lunarch Veteran. Yeah, that's the guy who pairs with the Voice of the Blessed and all these creature tokens. Couldn't remember his name. Lunarch Veteran. So they crack the clue. Down the Lunarch Veteran. Wedding announcement triggers. The creatures get bigger. Alright, draw a card. Hey, fight rigging. Okay, here's Blossoming Sands. I play the Spinoderm here. Or I could play this fight rigging and a Bankbuster. I think I like that a little better. I think it's Loran, actually. Too bigger, Hajar. Ooh, Jenny Faye. Jenny Faye, I didn't know you were doing that shenanigans. Well, let's block some stuff. Okay, poison, poison. They make a doggy. Here's Graaz. Here's a land. Let's see. Play the Spinoderm? Yeah. Spinoderm. No attacks. In the turn. Skrelv's Hive. It's gonna be nice to blow up some of these enchantments. Block the Jenny, block the Crawling Chorus, block the Knight. figured they had another one. Hey, Overgrown Farmland. So go ahead and take the last counter off of here. Do I have enough to play the Contaminator and the Jetmir? It looks like I do. That's pretty good. So that gives Vigilance. Let's see. Yeah, just fight rigging on the Spinoderm. Play the Loran, blow up the wedding festivity, the creature's a little smaller. And I'm in for 15. Okay, they're gonna see if they can finish me off here. Okay. So yeah, you can block Jenny, you can block Doggy, you can block the Doggy, you can block Cat, you can block Cat, you can block... Oh no, I might. You can block one of these guys. I didn't get to see the Graaz. I might have missed lethal, possibly. I might have been able to crew up those busters and get in for lethal. I'm not used to doing Jetmir math. Or I might have forced them into some really nasty blocks. Okay, so this deck does work. It is functional. Some changes I would make. I would drop down to 1 copy of Graaz. I'd probably pick up another Titan of Industry. If you're having some issues with mono red, some more of these early game plays like another Hajar, another Melira, can give you some good blockers down here, or Bloated Contaminator's a good blocker at the 3-drop spot. Eiganjo Uprising, actually this was not bad. I used it to kill planeswalkers, I used it to win damage races. Surprisingly, this card was not as bad as I thought it would be. I never quite did the, you know, Juggernaut Uprising. But I think it's alright. I think it's okay. You could probably go down to 1 copy of Eiganjo Uprising, maybe add in another Fateful Absence, or a 1-mana removal spell, or some more Artifact Enchantment Destruction, like a Canker Bloom or a second Loran. Anyway. This deck's pretty good. Oh, a second Angelfire Ignition might be good too. The life gain that you can get off of this, and just the burst damage the attacker that they can't deal with, gives you Vigilance, so you also have a blocker. Angelfire Ignition was just fabulous. Anyway, the deck is relatively functional. So I made the change of the 1 Graaz out for a Titan here. I think I'll go ahead and drop an Eiganjo Uprising for a Fateful Absence. And this is the deck list that I'll export when I make the video. You can modify it further. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if I've brought you value or entertainment today. And until next time, stay cool.